All right, guys, welcome back to another video. In this particular video, I'm going to show you a tool that I created that basically helps me keep track of my monthly profit goals and also for the entire year as well. And let me stretch this out here. Okay, so yeah, this is a profit tracker for my trading journey. This basically helps me to keep track of my profits and how much I need to continue to make in order to hit a particular goal for each month. All right, so I'm going to go over how this particular sheet works. And this is basically the dashboard right here. Um, this right here is is formulas behind certain things, certain cells in this. All right, so on this particular sheet, and as you can see, there's 4 different sheets down here. I'm using Google Sheets. So this particular product that I created, it's consisted of 4 different sheets, but they're all connected in some sort of way. All right, and I'm gonna break it down so that way you understand how each one of these sheets are linked to this particular dashboard here. All right, so for the first sheet down here, if you pay attention to these 4 sheets down here, we have first we have the dashboard, which is the current page that we're on right here. And then next we have the daily entries. So this will be where you would go to select the day that you traded and also be able to put in your how much you made and put 0 if you didn't make anything or if you lost a trade. So this is only a profit tracker. It's not a loss tracker. It's not a profit and loss tracker. It's just a profit tracker. Okay, so I want to make sure you guys have that understanding going forward. All right, so let me continue explaining each one of these first, and then I'll come back to this page for you guys. All right, so next we have down here would be the market holidays sheet. Okay, so this right here, this particular sheet right here, the market holidays sheet, and also this last sheet right here, which is the list sheet, you're not going to touch. All right, you're not going to manually update anything in here. All of this updates based on when you go back to the dashboard. Excuse me, all of that on that other sheet updates, like all the holidays and everything like that for the year, updates for whatever year that you put here. For example, right now we have 2026 here. All right, so when you go to the market holiday sheet, it's going to have all of the holidays that the USA acknowledges. Okay, and these are all the holidays that the trading markets are closed. All right, so and like I said, this will update based on the year that you put here. So I'm gonna show you. So right now it's 2026. So I'm gonna update this to 2027. And then once I do that, not only did this change, see how now it says 2027, and it automatically updated the correct holidays for that particular year, 2027. Okay. And then it also does the same thing on the lists as well. So previously when I showed you this page, it was all 2026 dates, but now it's updated to 2027 dates. Okay. Um, and let's see here. So yeah, if you go back to the dashboard here. All right. So on the dashboard, this is really the your main main profit hub page. So this is where the data will show based on what you select, what you input here on this particular page, which is the daily entries page. And if you didn't take any trades for a particular day, then it's simple. You just don't, you don't put anything in here. Okay, but you only put the dates in here that you actually placed the trade. Okay. Um and you'll do a monthly goal. So like when you put the monthly goal, let me update this back to 2026. Okay. And like I said, so now it's back to 2026. So once again, when you update the year, the market holidays automatically update and are taken into consideration on the dashboard page, and also the lists as well. See how they're changed back to 2026 dates? And all of these are correct based on, because there's certain formulas that are working behind the scenes of each one of these cells. All right, so Another thing that I wanted to go over is the monthly goal. So whatever your monthly goal is, so for example, let's say your monthly goal is to make, let's just say $3,000. Okay, so you'll put your monthly goal there. All right, so you'll have once you put that in there, this monthly goal column updates. So this is your monthly goal for each month, $3,000. And then the trading days column, this trading days column right here, this updates based on based on um the holidays. So like I said, whatever year that you put here, the trading days are going to change for each month. Okay. So once again, this says 2026. And then let's say, for example, you see this first, you see that where it says 20 trading days for January of 2026. All right. But if I put 2027, let's see if the trading days change for January. Okay. So now it's only 19 days for the year 2027 for the month of January. Okay. So whatever year, like I said, whatever year that you put here, this data, these trading days are going to update. Okay, and then the daily goals is going to automatically update as well based on the amount of trading days that are in that particular month. Okay, um, but back to what I was saying about the monthly goal. So this is kind of like reverse engineered. So like I said, whatever monthly goal you put here, it's going to tell you, it's going to basically break it down, okay, into daily and weekly. So you can see you got your monthly goal, and then so basically, if you want to make if you're trying to get to $3,000 a month, then that means you need to make 750 a week, and which equates to 150 a day on average. Okay, and then also over here, this quick summary area over here, this automatically updates as well based on the monthly goal that you put here, and also based on your entries that you put on this particular sheet here, which I'm going to show you here in a second. All right, so we got, so for example, if we want to make $3,000 a month, then that equals out to a yearly profit goal of $36,000. Okay, and then this year's remaining. So right now we have yearly actual profit, which is zero because we haven't put any trading entries, um, any trading profit entries yet. So it says zero for now, but when we put our entries in, you'll see that change. The yearly remaining, so since this is zero, how much we made so far in this scenario, in this example, then this yearly remaining is going to stay the same because we haven't made anything yet. But as we make money, as you make money and you update this sheet, you make your entries, you'll see these numbers update. Okay, so you don't have to manually touch anything over here as well. All right. Um, so basically on this page, the only thing that you're really going to touch are these two yellow colored cells right here. These are the only two things that you're going to update. All right. You're going to put the correct year, and then you're going to put whatever your monthly goal is. And then once those two data entries are put in there, everything else will be updated for you. Okay. Um, on this particular sheet, everything else will be updated for you on this particular sheet. But the daily entry sheet, that's where you mainly have to put your trading entries in. All right, so yearly progress. Um, this basically is saying it's basically like a tracker of how much progress you made so far based on where you're currently at for that particular year. Okay. And then this month's goal hit. This is basically a total of how many months have you hit the goal. So it's gonna say, so like, let's say if for example, okay, so our monthly goal is $3,000. So let's say we have made, let's say today, so today is July 13th. So let's just say, and also this trading date column on this daily entry sheet page right here, the second sheet down here, um, this is automatically updated as well based on the year that you put on the dashboard as well up here. Okay, so that's why it's important to make sure you have these two cells updated with the information, the year and your whatever your monthly goal is, and then that way, like I said, everything else will be updated for you. So the trading dates column, it'll automatically put the dates in here for you for that particular year, and all you gotta do is select them. So for example, let's say today is July 13th. So let's say July 13th, okay? And once you select the date, it automatically updates the month, the day for you. And as you can see, this line 2 right here, it also explains which particular columns that you need to worry about. Everything else you don't touch. See how it says other fields calculate automatically? So just pay attention to that. All right. So like I said, you choose the date. Everything is updated except for this column right here, the daily profit result. All right. So right here, this is where you're entering whatever you made for that particular trading day. Okay. Now, if let's say if you're doing a swing trade, so let's say you entered a trade on the 13th, but then you didn't close it out until 2 days away. Okay, so let's say you swung it 2 days and you close it out then. That will be, for that, you would just select the whatever date that you actually close the trade on. Okay, so so yeah, so let's say for example, so we know our monthly goal is $3,000. Okay, let's say we made that for that particular day. So let's just say we made $3,000 in this particular example. All right. So, well, I'm sorry. Let me go back. I'm gonna rewind. Okay. So before this is updated, it will have over here where you see this monthly goal hit column. It says no. But once you put in whatever amount that you made, so let's say, like I said, today we made $3,000. If this amount is in line with that monthly, with whatever the monthly profit target was, then this will change to yes. It will go from no to yes. So we have $3,000, and we know $3,000 right here is our monthly goal. So if we hit that, watch what happens in this column. See how it changed to yes? So when that information is updated, when this monthly goal hit is updated for the month of July, okay, everything is based on the month. All right, whatever month that you select. Okay, so for the month of July, we've hit our monthly goal. So when you go back to the dashboard, right here, months of the goal, basically the total months that you hit the goal so far is 1, because you've only hit for the month of July so far. Okay, see how that works? And down here we have remaining goal, which is 0, because we've already hit that $3,000 target, and it's 100% progress. So that means we've hit it. But let's say if we were short, let's go back and say we only made 2,500. Then this goes, see how that goes back to no? And then this remaining monthly goal column updates as well. So it lets us know how much we have left for this particular month in order to hit this monthly goal of $3,000. Okay. So let's say we take another trade the next day on the 15th. I'm sorry, the 14th. And let's say today we made $300. Okay. All right. So we made $300. Now, monthly goal hit is still no. Okay. Even though we're close, it's still no. But pay attention to where it says remaining monthly goal. Okay. This column tracks by the month. Okay. So whatever month that you're currently in, that you're entering your data in for, it's tracking that for over here. Okay. Remaining monthly goal for the month of July. All right. So far we've made $2,800. So this, in this column right here, monthly total, that's where this is calculated. Okay. Now, before you put in this $300, the monthly running total is still only 25. It would be only $2,500. So if I remove this $300 from there, then you see how this changed from 2,800 to back to 2,500, because that's the current monthly running total. okay, because we haven't entered in that $300 yet. But once you have entered in that $300, this monthly running total is going to update. So now we have an updated monthly total for the month of July. This is where we're currently at, $2,800. Okay, so and our monthly goal is $3,000, and the remaining monthly goal is only $200. Okay, so you see how that works. All right, so as long as you put in your data, your profits, everything else will be automatically updated for you on this particular sheet. Okay. Um, and so let's say we took another trade the next day on the 15th, July 15th. Okay. All right. And let's say we made $500 this day. So we made $500 that day for the July 15th. And then, so now our current monthly running total currently is $3,300. Okay. So this most recent entry, this most recent number right here is basically all of this added up together. Okay. So as you can see, our remaining monthly goal is 0 because we've hit it. We've actually went over it by $300 because our monthly goal was only $3,000, but we made $3,300. So we were over $300. Okay. So this changed to yes. All right. These two no's right here it tracks from your previous entries. Okay, for the month of July. But once you've hit a goal for a particular month, it's going to change to yes. Okay, and it's like I said, this is all tracked based on the month that you're currently in. Okay, so based on this, we have a remaining monthly total of 0. So we hit our goal, and then when we go back to the dashboard, the monthly goal, where the current month that we've hit the goal is still just 1. Okay, so but our progress, we've exceeded by 10%. So we went 10% over our whatever our goal was, which was that $3,000. Okay, so we made an extra $300. All right, so that puts us over 100%. All right, so yeah, and then with the yearly progress, it also tracks that as well. So based on, since we made 3,300 so far, if we know our yearly goal is 36,000, and we made 3,300 so far for the month of July. Okay, then the years, it tracks. So this is how much we made so far for the year, and then yearly remaining, this is how much we have left in order to hit our goal, our yearly goal of 36,000. Okay, so yeah, so this is how much we have left, and it's taking into consideration that we've already made $3,300. All right, so this is the progress that we made so far for the year. We've made 9.17% of our goal of 36,000. Okay, so let's say if we choose a different month. So let's just do a random month. So let's just do January, for example. All right, so for January, let's say we made our monthly goal of $3,000. Okay, so we put our entry in, this updates. So we've hit our monthly goal, yes, remaining, which is 0 because we've already hit it. Okay, so when we go back to our dashboard, what do you think it's going to say for the month of January? Month of January, yes. Okay, this was no before we put in our profits on this daily entry page. Okay, but then it changed to yes once we hit the goal for that particular month of January. So you see how this works. It's pretty, like I said, it's pretty simple. Just, you just play around with it until you get familiar with it. But the only thing you want to really make sure that you don't do is touch any columns that are that will automatically be calculated based on the data that you enter. So you only want to make sure that you update the correct cells. the correct columns. Okay, so like I said, on the dashboard, it would just be these two that you will update. Okay, and then on this second sheet down here on the daily entry sheet, this will be where you will put in, you will select whatever date that you executed the trade or that you closed out the trade on. Okay, whatever date that you made money, that's the day that you select, and then you'll put whatever your profit was for that particular trade. Okay, and then everything else will update for you. All right, and like I said, just pay attention to this line too on this daily entries page right here, because this tells you exactly which columns to you know, touch, and it says other fields will automatically calculate. All right, so market holidays sheets down here. Remember, like I said, you don't want to manually update this at all. These are just here so that the dashboard can collect the data to be able to update the dashboard page, the trading days column. Okay, so don't touch the market holidays page or this lists page as well. Okay, these two pages, like I said, are linked to the dashboard because the dashboard collects the data from them. Okay, to be able to make the to be able to update the trading days. All right, so so yeah, this is basically how I'm tracking my monthly goals, and also my daily goals as well. Like I said, it's reverse engineered, so that way you will know how much you need to hit each day. And if you don't trade on a, let's say if you don't trade for a few days or even a week or whatever, you will still pretty much know how much you need to hit in order to hit your monthly goal. Okay, you'll still be able to know how much is left to hit to be able to reach your whatever your monthly goal is. All right, I hope that made sense to you guys. If you have any questions about this, just shoot me a message in the Wolfpack Traders, and Telegram. Yeah, I will be accepting you guys. If you guys want to follow on IG and shoot me a message, you can always also leave comments as well. I'll try to my best to respond to each of the comments in a timely manner. And yeah, I hope this tracker made sense, and I hope this becomes very valuable to you guys. One thing that I forgot to explain as well down here on this little graph right here, this little chart. This is showing you basically like the levels of the months that you currently hit. So we see this big spike for July. That's because July was the month that we've made the most money. So that's why you'll see that spike. But as you continue to update the sheet with your profit entries for each month, you'll see this kind of start looking like, you know, it won't be just one big spike. It'll be like it going up and down, up and down, up and down. So you will see it fluctuate with the more data that you enter. All right. But yeah, if you guys want access to this, there will be a link in the description of this video that you guys can get access to. And then this particular video as well will be included with the sheets. If you decide to purchase this, you will have this video to remind you on how to use this. Okay. And like I said, if you have any other questions outside of this particular video explanation, then just reach out to me. So yeah, just reach out to me if you guys have any questions about this particular sheet. I will be doing a video as well on my trading journal. If you're interested in that, I'll also do a video on that and make that particular product become available to you as well, if you guys don't already have a trading journal. And these are just one-time purchases. So for this particular monthly tracker, it will be just a one-time purchase, and then you'll have it forever. Okay. Same thing for the journal. If I decide to release the journal, you guys will also be able to have access to that as well. Just check the description of that particular video for the link, and you'll be able to purchase that journal as well as this tracker sheet. All right. And yeah, so if you guys have any questions, like I said, just reach out to me. And I hope this becomes very valuable to you guys in your trading journeys. And yeah, until the next video, thank you guys for watching. Peace.